Hello, and welcome to a game of Ice and Fire. When last we left off, the party had finished traveling from Sunspear to Lemonwood to deal with a reported bandit problem there. Upon arriving, they discussed the situation in more detail, and Martin learned that the likely leader of this group was a former squire, Clayton, who had been thrown from Lemonwood in disgrace after he attacked Lady Alice. It was decided that since the Dalts were the targets, Sir Merrick Sand would ride disguised as Sir Desiel Dalt with some of their household men-at-arms and the rest of the party from Skrell. The group rode to some broken hills to the northeast and were attacked by Clayton and his brigands. Tholly, Nim, and Voro managed to largely keep the enemy archers at bay so that Ironhand could lead the attack on the ground. A ruined building funneled the enemies in close, and Ironhand slew several before taking wounds and falling back. Badru charged in on his horse and wreaked a bloody havoc with his long-bladed spear as men stumbled out the doorway onto the street. When Tholly's hawk, Yak, finally spotted Clayton himself approaching, Ironhand decided that measures should be taken that ensured Clayton not leave the battlefield alive. He drew out the remaining vial of an oily black liquid he received from Martin's father Baelor, and instructed Nim to coat some of her arrowheads with it. Her first arrow struck true, drawing blood, and Ironhand knew that all the plate armor Clayton wore no longer mattered. The effects of the poison would not be fully realized until later, when the group examined the bodies, because the blades and arrows of the Skrells made short work of Clayton and what remained of his men. And that is where we will pick up with our players. Welcome.
Hi there.
Alright, so we pick up just after the battle. You guys have taken time to inspect the bodies a little bit. What would you like to do next?
I think Badru's going to begin setting up a shrine with like clumps of dirt and rock that he could find and an altar. I think Badru's gonna try to sacrifice something tonight.
Okay, there is a lot of crumbled, ruined building around you, as well as the actual landscape itself is very rocky.
Perfect.
And there is enough kind of dry branches and trees nearby that you'll have no trouble getting a fire started, should you so wish.
What time of day is it?
At this point, it's mid-afternoon, so...
Awesome. Okay. Well, if I'm not needed, I'll probably immediately just go hunting, looking for boar.
All right.
Do you have a boar spear?
No, I have a lordly spear.
Can I give you one?
Sure.
Okay. Tholly is gonna come down out of the. I guess he's kind of in like a little, not like a nest, but nest, like a sniper's nest essentially. Is gonna come down out of that. I know that we were seeing what these folks had and all, and
you see me like using a water skin and some of the red dirt around and making whatever war paint I can, and covering all the little nicks on my body to kind of just change the colors from all the scar tissue. You know, it's gonna take a while.
yeah. So Tholly's just gonna. Badru, what's got you so busy? What are you working on here?
Time for a hunt. We've just had a successful battle. My God will be happy.
Hunt, Badru, it's time for a nap.
Yes, I hope to catch the boar sleeping.
I noticed the spear you have there. I have this one, and he's going to present him with the one with the things that you stick the boar with. If you truly intend on hunting, try this one.
Cool. I guess give a half a whirl and check out the tines that would pin the boar. We'll do a fine job, and I take my lordly spear and hand it to you. Guard this with your life.
Okay.
Probably just take off.
I was going to tell you about young Lord Martin. Oh.
Yep, let's see, where is that one?
I think it's a war spear. It's the funny
It's like
thing.
holding
Where
it
is
like
boar spear?
in the elbows, like he doesn't.
Looking for it on the list.
Crook of your arms, you're just like,
right, you're like,
There it is. Okay. Yeah, Badru, you
definitely
can
take a look at it.
Yeah, you can see the boar spear stats on that weapons page. So you can apply that to. You can either add those to your character sheet, or you can reference those when it's time. All right, Badru goes off to do some hunting then with his fresh new boar spear. And yeah, Tholly, what you have in your hand is is quite exquisitely crafted. It's probably one of the nicest blades you have held in your hands. Not necessarily the finest blade you've ever seen. You fought with the Kingswood Brotherhood.
Indeed.
you've seen a few Valyrian steel blades, and one that was of more peculiar note even than Valyrian steel. This comes pretty close. This is a very fine, long piece of steel on the end of this spear. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it on me and just wait on him to return. And once he does, I'm gonna try and make sure that he gets it back so that I don't have to have that on my conscience anymore.
all right, Badru, why don't I get you to make this would be a survival test for me.
A bonus die in orientation, but I don't think that's my character.
Nope, I don't think so. I think you have a 3, so
Yeah, I do have 3.
nice.
Okay, that's gonna be 8.
An 8, not bad. You're going off on your own? Yep, cool. All right. So, Badru, you go kind of do you go riding off on your horse or off on foot?
Do I see any horses around me that were the knights we just killed? Or the so-called knights? The bandits? The ruffians?
No, you do not see horses owned by these guys.
What was the land like on the way in? I know that we took a boat for most of it, but...
Once you reached Lemonwood, the trek from Lemonwood to the kind of rocky hills, there was a bit of a wooded area at first, but it quickly became, the traditional desert, and then the kind of broken rock hills, and then the ruins kind of where you guys are.
Okay, so I'll probably just kind of follow the road back towards Lemonwood, hoping that the more shrubbery around, the higher my chances.
Okay.
And on foot, no horse.
On foot. Okay. Well, you start to walk that direction, kind of back the way you came, veering off the path every now and then just to see if you're noticing any sort of tracks. And with the landscape the way that it is, most tracks are just going to appear as, smudges in the sand or, scratches in the dirt. And after a while, you do notice some kind of scratches in the dirt that indicate that there are some wildlife about. And you're pretty unfamiliar with Dorne. This is your first trip here, and the desert landscape. And you're going around just hunting for wild hogs, or I think you hear a couple of rattlesnakes along the way. But
Get me out this country.
I gotta go.
No.
You sure?
but
Rattlesnakes? I mean, can we repeat that? Anything else?
You start to follow some of the scratching tracks, and they kind of seem to disappear up into the hills ahead of you. And in kind of the mid-afternoon, you look up, and you almost don't catch it at first. It just looks like sand blowing in the wind in the distance. But then the sand keeps kind of moving down the hill towards you. And at a distance, it's hard to see exactly how big it is, but as it gets closer, it looks like it is your size or a little bit larger. Moving on all fours towards you, sand-colored, and looks like a mountain lion has maybe heard some of the commotion.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, so if I can get Badru to go ahead and roll me some initiative. This is just your acrobatics plus
Agility?
agility. That's what I'm talking about. Agility plus any bonuses that you have in quickness.
2, 1, fuck. 8, 11, 12.
12. All right. It rolled a 21, so it's gonna go first.
Yeah. Almighty.
Woof.
All right, so you see this thing come barreling towards you. Like I said, looks to be about your size, if not a little bit bigger. It is fast. It's very fast. It's gonna be on you pretty quick. 32 yards of sprint speed. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that it gets to you before you can even do anything about it with that initiative. Okay, so it is going to take a swing at you with its claws. That is a 14 to hit. What is your combat defense?
It's 10, and I have a buckler.
Okay, so you've got so you've got an 11.
Yeah.
All right, so that's only 1 degree of success. That's 5 damage coming at you, and you've got an AR of 4. So that does one damage, 1 health damage to you. All right, that is its turn.
I'm gonna start just counterattacking.
Counterattack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's an entire.
I'm not going to go anywhere, and it interrupts its attack.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it attacks me, I'm going to try to stab it in its leg
Okay.
and knock it down.
Well, its next thing that it would try to do would be a bite. So you would interrupt that. Go ahead and make your attack.
That's 3 sixes.
Holy hell.
That's
18,
amazing.
18, 23, 25 plus plus nothing, and the damage. Oh, it's not damage. I don't know what to add to it, so I guess nothing.
So this is with the boar spear?
Athletics +1, so that's 6 damage.
6 damage. 6 base damage. All right.
Yeah. Also has the impale, powerful, slow, and it's 2-handed, so I should take 2 damage. I don't have my buckler.
The buckler wouldn't have done enough. Wouldn't have made enough of a difference for you to take another damage. So you're good.
So only took 1 damage, even though my combat defense was.
Yeah, your
10.
combat defense going from an 11 to a 10 is not enough because he hit you with a 14, which it's not enough for it.
I thought that was 1 degree. Cool, I'll take it.
Yep.
So 25.
25 to hit.
25 to hit with 3 sixes.
That's 4 degrees of success with an extra bloody wound. All right, yeah, and what does impale do? Because that was a new one.
I just pulled it up if you don't have it already.
Yeah, go ahead.
Impale weapons punch through their victim. Whenever you get 3 or more degrees with an impale weapon, you drive the weapon through your opponent. You must immediately succeed on a challenging athletics test. A failed test indicates you are disarmed as the weapon remains in your opponent. If you succeed, your opponent cannot move, but you cannot attack with the weapon either. To yank the weapon free, you must succeed on an athletics test as a lesser action against a difficulty of 3 plus the opponent's armor rating. A success frees the weapon, and every additional degree deals the weapon damage again.
Good goddamn.
All right.
So a lot's about to happen, and I'm very excited.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So that starts with you, Badru, you have to succeed on a athletics test. So, and you're trying to beat a 9.
It's going to be hard for me not to, but do I add the 2 bonus die I have in strength?
I will say yes. Because, yeah, it's the strength to pull to hang on to it.
All right. So that's 21, no 6.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, that's a definite success. So you are not disarmed. They are pinned, though. They can't move.
They cannot move, and you can't attack.
Right.
With that
You
weapon.
cannot attack with that weapon.
No.
So, in order to yank the weapon free, you must succeed on an athletics test as a lesser action, so on your turn, which it can't move, so it's just going to try and attack you from being impaled. And then, against a difficulty of 3 plus the opponent's armor rating. Alright. Yeah. It's not wearing armor.
It's sure not.
Big surprise. So, a success frees the weapon, and every additional degree deals the weapon damage again. Okay, yeah, so literally all you're going to have to do on your turn is draw the weapon out of it.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, alright, well, yeah, and it's not going to be difficult for you to do that. Okay, well, that certainly, alright, yeah, Badru just you take the charge. It slashes at you. You impale it in its chest, this mountain lion, and then slam it into the dirt in front of you. And it is going to make another claw attack. I don't think its body would reach trying to bite you. That's a 20 to hit.
Ooh, right.
All right, so that's against a 10, that's better. That's 3 degrees at 5 damage. So that's 11 damage coming at you.
Woof.
Which I think.
Take an
let's see.
injury.
You can, you can take an injury,
drop
which
it
will
to 9.
it'll take 5 of those away. So that'll drop it down to, what is that?
6.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right. So Badru takes an injury, and now it is your turn.
Down to 8 health. 1 injury. I will. This is another athletic strength.
This one, pull it back up. This one is another athletic strength. Yes, against a difficulty of 3. So I don't think you can possibly fail.
It's impossible for me to fail.
Yeah.
But I did get 1 6, and then 2 go away. So that is oh my god. 9, 13, 16 minus 1.
16
So
minus 1.
15 with 1 6.
All right. Well, that's 4 degrees of success. And a 6. So go ahead and add an experience to that's athletics. Yeah. Add an experience point to athletics. And how do you murder this mountain lion?
Under the chest, so it's already losing oxygen. So I'll pull it out real quick and just stab at the base of the neck. Give it a quick kill. Nothing special about it, but I won't field dress it or anything like that. I'll keep it whole.
Okay. All right, and you're just gonna drag this or carry this
Yeah.
back to.
Yeah, put it on my shoulders. Walk it back.
All right.
I think you smash cut to just like Tholly, who's like sitting in the dirt with this other spear, and he's just like drawing, with the spear, kind of like bored.
Mm-hmm.
He's smash cut.
Yeah, Martin, Radova, what are you guys doing right now?
Good question.
Yeah, I should have waited until maybe James wasn't in the middle of munching.
That's all right.
That's all right. I should have been paying more close attention.
No, you were paying attention to what mattered.
Radova, when we left off last time, Radova was in the process of not really trying to hide it, but covering up the wound and the poison damage that had been done to this knight and his body, and it was still eating away at his very dead body. And Martin took notice of that and had asked about it, and Radova kind of brushed him off, and Martin looked a little dejected, as I recall. So Radova, of course, is a massive sucker, and so seeing this interaction play out, Radova kind of, all right, fine. I will answer any questions you have about this nasty business, because you've a right to know, and you've a right to know. As I recall, the basis of this is manticore venom. Now, you are much smarter than I am. You know a little bit more about compounds and things of that nature from your studying. God's truth is, I don't know what your dad does to make it do that. That's a question only he can answer, and frankly, I don't recommend you ask him. But that's what did that.
So my father gave you that poison?
Aye, that he did.
For what purpose?
Well, primarily for this sort of thing here. Killing men is something I'm certainly no stranger to, and something that your da is no stranger to himself, and unfortunately sometimes necessary. The God's truth is, I saw the big bastard and had taken kind of a shit kicking myself. Decided it was maybe in our best interests if none of our new friends from the Lemonwood got on the wrong side of his weaponry. They've lost enough, I think. So I decided to take this vial, which was given to me for express usage in our journeys, to make sure that the bastard died as quick as possible. Perhaps not as painlessly as he could have, but well, our men saw to that right-handedly, didn't they?
Yes, I'd say so. Manticore. Drew, I would like to, with that little bit nugget of knowledge, I would like to suss out if I know what type of poison it was.
All right. Go ahead and well, I mean,
is it just
he
venom?
basically told you. Well, okay, so the description I think he's giving you is that your father created this derived from manticore venom and mixed it with some other agents and compounds to slow it down, slow the poison down, to dilute it a bit. But yeah, it is an original poison.
Okay.
Yeah, your father's creation.
Well then, what do I know about manticores, Drew? Other than they're mythological creatures.
Go ahead and make a knowledge education test for me.
All right.
Rod
17.
Master of if you don't tell me, I can't fuck it up.
17. All right. So you've heard of manticores before, listed in with other kind of strange creatures from the east. The manticore is an insect that lives in the islands of the Jade Sea, in the very far east. There are even a set of islands out there called the Manticore Isles. And let's see, you would know that depictions of manticores are common in Valyrian statues. Valyrians used them in their artwork a lot. Let's see. There is a House Lorch that has a manticore on their sigil.
Surely not.
Lorch.
Yep.
One more time.
House Lorch.
Everybody-
Lorch.
You right.
Yeah. A house from the Westerlands. Let's see.
They're my sworn enemy.
Yeah, it's an insect. It's got a jewel-like carapace, and a scorpion tail. However, they also have unsettling human-like faces.
Nope. Full stop.
Not the insect itself, like a Black Widow situation.
Yeah. It's a
So like
weird
Skulltula.
way. Yeah, like a Skulltula from. I mean, it's literally it's a black face looking like a black skull looking type design. So
Horrible.
yes, kind of. They hiss. They're poisonous.
Yeah, they hiss like a cat.
Yeah.
Cannon.
Horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you know about them.
All right, that sounds
So pretty
terrifying.
exotic, but yeah, terrifying and very dangerous.
and actually real.
And yeah, actually real.
Okay, wild. Okay.
Yeah, so think about all those other things that you've heard about that you're unsure of.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
All right.
Except the human face. And hissing.
It's not like
All
Jeff
right,
Goldblum walking around, like a scorpion. It's painted on their tail.
I mean, I get it. It's just that wasn't the image
It's
that I
still-
got
still hideous.
immediately, and so
I can only think of the scorpion
How?
king. It's the rock.
how?
Oh god. Yeah.
I mean, that face looks like it was genetically mutated. So
Really CGI, baby.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had what, like 2 weeks to do that with a few still images of his face or something like that?
Like that.
Something like that.
Not ideal.
All right.
Anyway, so manticores.
And you said my father makes this?
That I did. I sort of helped, but not. I didn't do any of the important bits for making. That's not my forte.
So. Are you sure? Not Master Hargrave. My father himself.
I am.
Daddy Dearest, the big man.
I am as sure as I can be. Just as sure as I am that, in retrospect, telling you this is probably a great way to get him real mad at me. Whoops.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. I will keep that to myself. I'd not have my father angry with you or any in our party, if it can be avoided.
I'd appreciate that.
With that said, and I shout, Nicholas! Because the battle is over and the adrenaline is slowing, and I'm realizing I'm in quite a bit of pain.
Yeah. Yeah, as are a lot of you.
Yep. Oh yeah, Radava's been talking and like holding like his side, like he's got like just a puncture in his side that he's like stuffed
Like,
one of the silks kind of against.
those intestines need to stay in there.
He's like, it's not the worst thing I've ever had, but sure ain't comfy.
Yeah.
One bright orange sand silk now just like balled up and at his side, just like stained red. It's like, yep, nope, this is fine. No big deal. I'll answer all your weird ass questions. It's fine. I got it. No worries.
Oh, it's there. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Martan is wounded. Iron Hand has a wound and an injury.
Sure does.
Sir Merrick Sand has a wound. Sir Darren Forloren, Nim, and Voro all have injuries. And as you guys are having this discussion, Badru comes up also wounded, or well, injured, not wounded, with a mountain lion a little bit larger than he is slung over his shoulders.
Badru, what do you intend to do with that?
Where the hell did you
My eyes,
find
like,
that?
When he comes out of the woods, my eyes are just like,
I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be. That's on me. The seven hells.
We pray, and I slam the goat on the altar,
Oh, right.
or the mountain lion on the altar.
mountain
I
lion.
was gonna say.
Okay. Fair
Sure,
enough.
yeah. This might as well happen. I'm not gonna stop him, are you?
Oh, no.
Didn't think so.
And one more time.
Yeah,
I
Nicholas is.
Nicholas!
Yeah, Nicholas walks up and is kind of has his materials gathered to assist in bandaging up wounds, and sees Badru walk up with the mountain lion, and you see this torn expression on his face of, I want to help the injury that I clearly see over there, but that is a mountain lion, and I am not going
Don't
anywhere
worry.
near
It's not moving.
that on an altar, and yeah, let's just let it. He'll find me when he wants me. That's the look that you see on Nicholas's face as he scurries over to you, Martin, to see to your wound. How does you were shot with an arrow? Where were you shot? I'll let you decide that.
Let me roll a dice about it then.
Oh, nice.
Start 1 is down at the feet, and we'll move up to 6 being near the head. I'm not dead, so obviously struck me in the head. 1. We'll say that it caught me just below the calf, but
Oof.
yeah,
Just below the calf?
pretty bad.
Oh.
I'm thinking it would take a toe or something. Below the calf seems like a.
Oh. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Nicholas looks over and says, "Ah, yes. Let me see to that." And starts to kind of cut away some of the stitching of the fabric and.
Do you want a hand there, boyo? Are you gonna pass out in the middle of this?
No, I've dealt with worse, but it's unfortunate. This will be painful. I apologize.
Unfortunate are your words, as I grit my teeth in pain.
Rodiva takes one of the I think the other. I bought what, 2 of these, maybe 2 of these. Takes the other one and kind of like folds it over a couple of times and just like grabs Martin. It's like, I'm really sorry about this. It is gonna hurt a lot though. And kind of pulls his head back and stuffs the sand silk between his teeth. Goes, bite down hard. All right, Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas gets out the some white linen bandages and and a hooked needle and some thread, and gets to work. Let's see. It will take time every day for this to heal for a week before you can make your test to see if you pass and are able to recover from it. So everybody that has a wound, which right now is Iron Hand, Martan, and Surmeric Sand, will have to wait a week before they can make a test. But all that time, Nicholas has to devote attention to, or split his attention between you. So yeah,
I would like to assist Nicholas. I have a 3 in healing, which is not a lot, but
More than me.
I can do something. I can help a little bit, maybe.
it gives him a +1.
Yeah,
to his
that's
healing test.
good enough.
Everyone with an injury, which is Iron Hand, Sir Darren Verloren, Nim, Voro, and now Badru, will be able to test to remove those after a day.
Great.
So, tomorrow, with some attention, you'll be able to potentially remove those. If it is just you doing it on your own, you roll an endurance test with your penalties applied to that. Alternatively, you can have somebody like Nicholas bandage you up, and he can substitute his healing test. And if he substitutes his healing test, it is impossible to fail and get a worse wound. So, since he's here, that's what I would recommend. Alright, so he begins to stitch Martan up and bandage his leg. Badru is preparing his altar, and
As one does. As one does.
yeah, Radova is probably also going to be working on getting bandaged up. Tholly, are you doing anything special?
I think Tholly's just going to help. Tholly is probably accustomed to when everything kind of settles down, him having been separate, being the one to come in and help clean people up. And so Tholly's probably just going around camp and giving people shit for no particular reason, but just like helping pick up, helping set up camp, helping clean wounds or whatever. And gonna try and catch up with Voro and Nim.
Okay, yeah. Both of them are a little bit worse for wear, although
I was just about to say,
I think
the two of you seem a bit worse for wear.
Yeah. Voro is just a little bit more tanned than usual. His burns are still wearing off.
Have you gotten some sun?
His pale lysine skin tone did not really help him in Dorne.
So you could just wear a hat or a hood or something.
Perhaps in the future, that's
The
what I'll
second day we've been here.
Yes,
It's
second
burnt
day you're
already.
here, you get some sunburn. Yes, perhaps when we're back in Sunspear or at the next village, I'll buy a straw hat or something.
At least a veil. Something to shade the face a bit.
Yeah, I can stand
He's
to.
like a maiden.
Be kind of a cool look, I think.
Yes, it would be a cool look. Yeah, I'll fork over the silver in the next town we visit.
Probably worth it, given the state of things. Nim, how are you holding up?
She is, taking care of a wound. She was caught kind of in the middle of her torso, by one of the arrows, and she's just dealing with the wound. She's got her leather armor kind of pulled up a little bit, dealing with the blood before Nicholas gets a chance to take a look at it. So you approach her while she's dressing her own wound. She looks up at you and says, "Tholly, I'm going to be all right. Just a scratch. But thank you for keeping them off of us as well as you did."
He kind of just like nods his head and kind of, thanks. Yeah, I always feel a little bit guilty when it comes to this part of the fight. But if there's anything I can do for you, Nim, or Voro, of course, please let me know.
Well, I'm sure you'll get your own scratches here sooner or later.
Certainly. I got
Yes.
pushed in the dirt by some old man like last week.
Yes, if you don't mind, actually, I can't quite reach this spot. And you can give her some assistance
Yep,
in
for sure.
dressing her wounds. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I help her dress the wound.
Mm-hmm.
More like undress the wound.
Oh, whoa.
Heyo.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're able to assist. You've got a little bit of experience with a needle and thread.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're able to assist in
Help
patching
stitch
things
or
up. Yeah.
whatever.
All right. Badru, what does your altar look like? What does this? What is it that you are? How are you preparing the lion?
Well, I would hope that over the course of staying in cities with ports, that I could, especially on this side of Westeros, that I could find some oils and incense, little dried up pieces of herb that I could, have in like a little religious box that I would carry around, and I'm pouring those over the branches, and it's just like a lot like a Viking funeral pyre, just a big, dirty pile of twigs, some mat lines on top, and when it's nice and dark and there's no other lights, then it's gonna catch on fire.
Alright, so you wait until the evening
Yeah,
and light the pyre.
as close to like the deadest of night as possible.
Okay.
No, no.
Waiting until the blackest part of the night.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, and I also shaved my head in preparation.
You
Clean
personally,
slate.
or
Both.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, that's right. He hasn't been on stream since then. Okay, yeah. We can go ahead and kind of get to camp that night if you want. The course of the evening, with everyone kind of going over the bodies, gathering the belongings, the weapons, anything kind of useful that anyone thinks, and packing that away in the cart. You gather a bunch of halberds, long swords, arrows, double curved bows. There's hard leather armor, mail breastplate. If there are any of those items that anyone wants to take out of that pile for themselves, you may. If not, the adults are discussing just taking it back and either using it or selling it. You gather just in looking over all of this, it would be worth a good bit over 100 gold in just the raw materials there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
yeah.
it's 20 or so people's gear, and it wasn't bad gear.
Seeing as how we have a cart to cart it away in,
Mm-hmm.
that seems like something that's not out of the question.
Yep, you do have the means with which to take all of this stuff. There is also Clayton's plate armor, which is full plate armor. Nothing special about it, it's just a suit of full plate. But that being said, it is a suit of full plate armor, which is about 3,000 silver stags in value.
Let's say we give that to the
Yeah.
to the print.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm of the mind that we basically take everything that we can back with us and let them sort it out. You know, they lost a bunch. This was, to help them. So
Yeah.
our payment is in exposure, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. The exposure. Having done a favor for Doran Martel.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We bring the plate, the full suit, to Duran.
Oh,
The gesture of a traitor to Thorn.
I don't know. I think we should just give it to the Lemon Woods. I mean, it was the person who was terrorizing their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna melt it down and sell it anyway. Melt it down or sell
I mean,
it anyway.
they might not.
I mean, full plate, that's got to be built to like specific specs, Not anyone can jump in it.
It's possible to resize it, but at this point, probably getting the gold back is going to be more worthwhile for them. I don't know. That's
A suit of armor it goes longer than a handwritten letter.
you're not wrong.
I don't know. This is out of character though. You can make the call, young lord.
There's also his Castle Forged longsword, which is worth another 1,000
God damn
silver
it!
stacks.
That's way better.
This-
Sword.
That's a way easier to carry.
Jesus Christ.
And that's it as far as the physical loot, like items and stuff like that. There is also, you find the coin purses of all of these men stashed away near the mouth of the cave, which has another 1,000 silver stags total. And on Clayton himself, there is a coin purse with 25 gold dragons and another 1,500 silver stacks.
Why is he carrying all this money around?
Yeah.
Because he's a dickhead.
He doesn't
didn't
believe
his-
in banks.
Didn't his mama ever teach him to limit the amount of his mama wasn't as paranoid as my mama was, to limit the amount of money that he's got on him at all times?
No.
He just emptied his Edward Jones account.
Near as I can tell, his mom didn't teach him a damn thing.
True.
That's what got him in this mess.
I mean, I guess, are we kind of all around a pile of things just trying to discuss what to do with them? Ostensibly, is that what's...
You can be, yeah. I mean,
Tossing
ostensibly.
things in the back of this cart.
As we're sorting it.
Mhm.
behind the wide horse?
Yeah.
The horse. Yeah. The very same.
The horse. No, it's not for war horse.
It's a wide horse.
Wide horse. No, I think Tholly is just kind of there. I'm guessing this is probably getting closer to the evening
Yeah.
by the time we've got all this stuff together.
Yeah,
probably
and if you're taking the armor off of Clayton, you're gonna have to be careful. But,
Yeah,
It's
as
loaded with
part
poison,
of,
right?
I say as part of
yeah,
his
you're
like
gonna wanna
covering
watch
him up,
that.
Radava is the one who's.
But that's
been
pretty
doing
obvious that you should be well with what Radova has said.
that. Mhm. I say I don't know who all heard that, but
But you're
yeah,
gonna need to clean
Radava
it.
kind of took it upon himself to field strip
Well,
Clayton.
I definitely wasn't telling anybody
Okay.
about it. What was
So
so stuffed in my mouth didn't keep me from,
You give you something so you don't bite your own
Screaming.
tongue, you know.
whose socks are these?
I mean, you didn't pass out, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's not even about the screaming. It's just, you know, that shit hurts, and no one bites your tongue.
Will test.
Yeah. Must succeed
So
on
quick.
Wilson.
Hmm.
I think,
I
yeah,
would
Tholly
actually
is
do quite well on a will test.
You would. Yeah.
Tholly is of the mind that
Um,
yeah,
It
we
would be
should
an endurance test for you then.
give as much
Oh.
of this back to the adults as we can.
Not so good.
Giving it Tholly is saying to give it all or most or all back to the adults.
Yeah. To Big Daddy Diesel.
Diesel.
Jesus.
Yeah. We'll let them. We'll leave it to them to do what they think is right. And if they choose to keep it all, it will be noted.
We will remember.
His name is
How
Steve.
Squirrel
Just,
remembers.
that's funny.
I mean almost.
That's-
Yeah. You got Diesel and Andre.
Abigail,
Alice.
Abby, Alice.
Alice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Lady Alice.
Yeah, I'm pretty amenable with it.
Mm-hmm. And Skrell also gains. Well, you guys all got the 15 experience. So if you didn't write that down from the last session, everybody got 15 experience. And then the party gains 2 glory points, bringing
Nice.
you guys up to a grand total of 5.
Whoa, mama.
Bend it for glory.
Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that replenish, yes?
Mm-hmm. These
We
are.
do need to spend these.
Yeah.
So they're just like Destiny points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a group.
Actually,
Well, they give you bonuses, like a bonus die.
As far as the
Like-
spending, we can spend glory points and
We can donate these.
Yeah.
But if we
Increase any
donate
resource
them-
by 1.
If you donate them, they increase the resource, and that's it. Yeah.
and they're
Mhm.
gone. The next
Right.
section we would start with 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
But you
They-
can, you
alright.
can spend them in game for bonus
for
bonus
bonus
dice,
dice.
and
Okay.
those refresh. Yes.
Cool.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I get what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, spending them
So,
like the personal. You each have your own, however many destiny points, that
Right.
you personally can use. But the
Mhm.
group also has 5 bonus dice effectively that you can use each session.
Let's see what you guys have. I have 2. I can use every second.
I have 1. Because
uh,
you can't spend them all at character creation.
2.
You have to have.
Right?
Yep.
Have 1.
2.
You only have 2 as well? Young
He-
Master Lord?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
only have 1.
I also only
Alright.
have 1.
Oh, you guys are old fuck.
I had.
Yeah,
That's
they've,
two.
I have one.
they've gotten a
uh,
chance to actually do investments and stuff.
Like
in-game.
investing them. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was being a slave.
Jesus.
Both
Blame-
in game
I
and out.
apologize.
Blame-
I
blame-
apologize for slavery.
My bad.
Blame the victim one more time, you cis white males.
You sold yourself into it, Badru.
I am gonna
Gee.
log out of this call.
That's it. We're canceled.
So-
Campaign over.
This is a game about going to the free cities and raising hell now, right? That's the.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
Just-
you just realized my end game.
It's got to be.
I mean, I'm amenable. Let's do it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a ton of cool
Let's
shit in the
go.
Free Cities and beyond.
Down.
There's stuff we have to get done here
There's
first.
also
gentlemen.
apparently bugs that hiss at you with
Yeah.
human faces. So
If we
That's in the Far East, though. So
Let's
Yeah, that's
go-
way far east.
that's
let's
like
go
saying
back over there, find a couple people with purple hair, and get to know 'em.
I don't know, man. That's like those little maps that tell you like where creatures are indigenous to, and you're like, I know I've seen a bear down here in Florida though, and that ain't on that map. You know what I mean? Those things probably creep west.
I guess that's possible, yeah. I guess
Yeah,
I
There
didn't-
are some
Mm,
outliers, you know.
I didn't account for.
Also,
The migratory
Florida
patterns
is
of-
Florida, so there's no rules.
That's true too.
No.
Oh, there are
Well-
rules.
There are rules.
I mean, there's rules in the same way that there's rules for Australia, which are don't fuck with anything you don't recognize and always expect the worst.
Oh, that was me just making fun of Ron DeSantis.
Oh, I see. I see. I misunderstood. Carry
Not
on.
bad.
No, no, by all means,
There are rules. They're just
continue.
very weird.
And stupid and harmful and,
And-
constantly
yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else up at 3:30 in the morning?
Yes, dude. Did y'all get that emergency alert?
No.
Oh,
What?
is this related?
No.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Jumping back in.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. Oh, the
Oh,
entire.
Did no one find like even like a little map or anything of like the cave system on any of those bodies?
You did well. I think Nim, well, Radova found it, but Nim looked over
That's
it
right.
with success. And yes, there is a map that has several places marked on it. Nim put together that the places that are marked are other entrances to caves,
Oh, okay.
dotted kind of in the local area, not like
Gotcha.
an entire map of Dorne, but like the region of Lemonwood.
Okay.
So
So it's not like a map of the cave system itself, just map, just like a map of the area.
yeah, like a
Like,
topographical
Some
map,
X's
like
where
here's-
it's like, oh yeah.
yeah, like a little bit of here's the woods of Lemonwood, here's the cows, and then here are some locations marked with X's.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, Nim put together that those locations and the caves in Dorne in general were used during the Wars of the Conquest when Aegon came, when they were trying to conquer Dorne for the first time.
Mhm.
When they took their dragons to Dorne, some of the people some of the castles they found abandoned. Those castles that were abandoned, the people fled to these cave systems. That was their escape from the dragon's wrath.
Gotcha.
The entire city of Sunspear was discovered abandoned by one of Aegon's sisters, with the exception being Lady Maria Martell herself, who was old, blind, fat, had lost a lot of her teeth and a lot of her hair, and she told them, get out of Dorne, do not come back or you will regret it. Essentially. And they did. When they came back, let's see, it was Rhaenys on her dragon Meraxes was slain at the Hellhold by a scorpion bolt. A scorpion bolt flew through the eye of Meraxes, killing it, and reportedly the bones are still there.
Ooh.
It's metal as fuck.
And
Yeah.
Rhaenys' body was never given back to the Targaryens. There's a little bit of an extra story there too, with Aegon sitting on the throne, being handed a letter, and when he got up from the throne, he agreed to a ceasefire, and his hand was bloody.
Woof.
Metal as fuck.
Yeah, like the 1980s heavy metal.
Yeah, like literally like heavy metal, like the magazine.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Dornish themselves did not meet the Targaryens in the field very often. It was a lot of guerrilla tactics and fading away into the night and fleeing into these cave systems so that the troops were just ineffectual and the dragons couldn't do anything. So, yeah, these caves were a large part of why Dorne was successful in remaining independent for such a long time.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Free history.
Thank you.
So yes, you did find a map.
Nice. Yeah, shit, you know what? Go to, Cool. I want to make a copy of that map.
All right, you spend some time in the evening with your writing utensils making a copy of this map. Easy enough to do with your skill set and your tools.
Okay.
We've already gotten to look away.
Is anyone taking a watch? With the amount of people that there are here, it would be easy enough for any of you to just sleep through the night if you wished. But is there anyone that wishes to take a watch?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. All night, not going to sleep.
All right.
I mean, I
Badru's
always
offered.
want to, but I don't do a good job of it.
Fuck that, I'm sleeping.
Martana's.
My leg hurts.
I'll take a watch.
All right. Which watch do you want? You want the early, the middle, or the first watch, the second watch, or the third watch?
I'll take whichever one Badru's the least amped about.
Yeah. probably the
Badru
first one.
seems pretty amped in general. Gonna have to suffer some exhaustion after a little while.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'll take a watch.
All right. So
Um,
first watch, yeah, Tholly and Badru, that would be enough to cover it. Badru has the altar ready to go at this point. I don't think you're spending a lot of time preparing anything, so you are able to be observant. Let me get awareness notice tests from both of you. Tholly, if you wish to use Yak's statistics, you can.
What do I have his statistics? I don't, is what I'm saying.
Maybe not. Let me see if I can just tell you what they are. He's got an awareness of 3 with one bonus dice and notice.
Okay. We're on pretty even, but I'll take that extra bonus for notice.
All
So does
right.
that mean I drop the lowest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, add 1 and drop the lowest.
Oh, that sucks. I got a 7.
7. All right.
Yeah, I rolled really low.
Don't take
Alright.
away from me.
And Badru, what did you roll?
An 8,
An 8. All right.
which is a pretty
It's not
decent
bad.
roll.
Hey,
It's not
15.
bad. When you're
15.
thinking of, yeah, when you're used to Tholly, when you're used to rolling
Mm-hmm.
12 dice to
Yeah,
shoot
right.
somebody with an
we
arrow.
got a 15. I rolled a 2, 2 2s, and a 3.
Yeah.
2 3s and a 2.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Anyway, I could do better than this bird right now. So what's up?
Yeah, the night sky is a little bit more alive. You notice carrion birds start to approach.
Shoot him.
Okay. I do.
There's gonna, I mean, that's just gonna make it worse. Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Not if you
I
shoot
guess
them a mile
eventually,
away.
Yeah. Yeah. If you wish to take a few shots at some carrion birds, I'm not gonna make you roll for it.
I mean,
Well, how
you can
how
take
far
out a
away? Because if they're close, I don't want them to do it. But if there's like one that's at the limits of his bow, then I'd love to see if he can hit it.
Oh, so target practice is what you're going for then. Just seeing how well he can shoot in the nighttime.
Tholly
Yeah.
does love practice.
All right, let's see. How far is the? I think it's what, like 300 meters or something like that, with a longbow.
1,000 feet away.
Let's see.
I don't have
Oh,
the
it doesn't
distance
tell
on.
you. Hold
Yeah.
on. Let's see.
I'm guessing. Oh,
It's
like
a long ways away.
160 pound bow.
Yeah, this thing is. Yeah, his longbow is serious. Yeah, 140 to 160 pound pull for sure.
God,
Um,
all his jack.
Yoked. He's
Yeah, I
5'5", but
your shoulders would be pretty massive.
Tholly's 6'2".
That does help.
He's big, dude.
Oh, I must have passed it. All right, it's a ways off. I want to say it's 300 meters, something like that is the range of that thing for long range. Wait, that's a weapon
goodly
quality.
ways.
It's got to be in here somewhere. Close range. Here we go. Long range. 100 yards away. Yeah, I was way exaggerating. 100 yards for every... Yeah, for every 100 yards beyond that first 100, you take a penalty die. So,
Yeah, got nothing for you.
how far away do you want to try and shoot something? Let's see, what's the limit of your seeing range at night?
Shorter than mine.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can have rod of a column out. You shoot him.
That's right. I'm blindfolded. This is like a party trick we do.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull out the far eyes and just, yeah, fine, I'll spot you.
Good God.
All right. So when
Um,
I roll,
So to see a bird, even a big bird, beyond a couple hundred meters,
In the dark.
in the dark, yeah, not possible. So I'm gonna let you,
And-
if you want to try and shoot some of those, it'll be, you can take a penalty dice at this distance. But I mean, even that.
well, can we say?
What if you have a number in your head, Drew?
Well,
that
I
he
mean,
has-
yeah, the difficulty
that he has
is
to be-
already. But he
And
hits
then
those. He
Josh
hits
has
those
to tell you
shots.
how many die he rolled.
So, let's see. Difficulty of the shot. All right. All right. I've got a difficulty.
So let me get this straight before I roll. This is I would be rolling like a normal attack, so I have 7 in marksmanship and 5 in bows. So I'd be rolling 12 dice total regularly.
Mm-hmm. And then
So
keeping
penalty
the highest
dice
7.
Penalty dice goes to my bonus dice or to my.
So you just remove one more dice. So instead of dropping the lowest 5, you drop the lowest 6.
So on and so forth.
Yeah, it effectively turns your die into like test die.
I see. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so you gotta decide how many you're willing to turn into penalty die and still be the number. And that'll give us the distance. But that'll give us a variable and therefore
All right.
distance.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna do it. I just don't know where he's setting this DC. Here's what I'm thinking. I feel pretty good about this. I rolled a 24.
24. All right. You beat it with exactly 2 degrees on the nose. We had the difficulty set at a 19.
I rolled 5. I pulled all but 5 dice. I got a 24 on 5 dice.
You got a 24 on 5?
Yeah.
So that's...
I got 2 6s and 3 5s.
That's...
That's
Jesus Christ.
that's
Almost
two-
perfect.
That's 1,000 yards away. Or 1,000 feet away. That's
Yeah, that's 300 meters.
yeah.
That you hit.
Yeah.
So, goddamn. All right, there it is.
So Tholly has
Tholly.
is Rodiva actually out there with us? Just
Oh yeah,
shenaniganery. Okay.
I couldn't have seen it.
Rodiva's putting no effort into like watching, but he's absolutely like he's in the rotation.
So
He's like, I'm the only motherfuckers who can see out here.
so Rodiva tells me where it is.
By all means, take the watch. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna let you know when you fuck it up, though. Did you see that? No, you didn't. You can't see a damn thing.
I fire and wait.
Rodiva's like got the far eyes and is just like watching. It's just like. There it is. You got him. Yep. That's a dead bird.
I send Yak to go retrieve it for proof.
Yeah, well, it's a carrion bird. Yak's gonna have a tough time being a hawk carrying a carrion
Like a
bird.
strip of it.
Yeah, he
Rip
can.
off a piece.
Yeah, he can chow
Line
down on
held between the dorsal feathers.
it. Yeah,
He's got it.
yeah.
I'm gonna send him on.
All right. Yak goes to have a feast.
Are you suggesting that a 10-pound carrying bird can be lifted by a 5-ounce?
He's hungry.
Maybe if we had 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sending him so that he can go eat.
Yep.
And then I like hold out my hand for whoever was around me to give me the money that they certainly bet on this that I couldn't do it.
Voro rolls over in his sleep and hands you 25 silver.
You. A pleasure, Voro, as always.
I carry no gold.
Ah, shit, that reminds me. And Rodiva goes and, like, bodily drags Clayton into the caves and out of reach of the carrion birds.
Yes, that's brilliant.
Nope. Didn't think about that until I saw him. Don't want him eating that. Jesus fuck, you're a big motherfucker.
Where is my money?
Probably under items.
Who knows? Everything's a
Personal
mess.
gear, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Possessions.
Oh, there
Where
it
I
is.
usually put it. All right. Yeah, so that's the carrion birds. You managed to scare some of them off with both your I mean, you shot them before they even knew where they were going.
Right.
And then, yeah. So I think they're convinced that this is a dangerous enough place to visit. They'll wait, perhaps another day. let their food settle before they get a chance to eat it.
I just I like how Badru was like, shoot him, and I was like, okay, boing.
Yeah.
But you won't.
Twang.
Sure enough. All right. The night grows darker and darker around whatever campfires you have set up.
The pyre.
Mm-hmm. And as the darkness draws to a climax, Badru, you light up your pyre, being sure to, in homage to your deity, soak everything in the blood of this mountain lion. The rocks, the twigs, your hands, just making sure that the offering is made before sending it all up in smoke.
Nice. If anyone were to look, they would see that this skin, because that's what it seems like to you. It's someone who doesn't really understand what he's doing. He knows that he has a god, and he's seen mentors do this same thing, and that's just what you're supposed to do. Not terribly sure what he's doing at all. Just kind of, it is what it is. And to the same effect, he has probably a pouch of these dried incense pods and flowers and herbs, and after he's lit the pyre and reverently held the mountain lion in his thoughts, he'll toss the incense bag in and just meditate in front of the altar for the end of his watch.
Cool.
All right. Does anyone, Tholly or Radava, do you do anything? Or
Watch.
Just watch.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's like fascinating to see somebody with a background that's not like yours just do what they do. So like, to me, I'm just kind of standing there, eyes kind of wide in the way that they are at the end of like a long day, where you're just like focused. You like stare at the fire, kind of like taking in and offering a culture that like he's not used to. It's like he's not meditating, but like he's zoned out, just kind of like dissociating in that moment, almost like meditation.
Okay.
Radav is trying really hard not to think about the hole in his side. This is a great distraction.
You're just watching Badru watch the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. And Tholly are you watching your own fire, or you're watching Badru do his thing as well?
His thing.
His
Watching
thing.
him do his thing, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Badru, why don't I get you to make a will test for me? A what?
7.
7. All right. Yeah, as you kind of sit there and meditate, after covering the ground and the twigs and the rocks and everything in blood, as the fire starts to claim them and grow larger, you sit back and just kind of relax and just watch the fire burn in front of you. And as you've done so many times before, you kind of just let your mind sink back into the relaxation of, you know, awe and worship over your deity. After a few moments, you think you see some shape. It looks like it's approaching you out of the flames. And it looks like it has 2 long black horns on its head.
Uh-oh.
And it looks at you, looks to those around you, and then just as quick vanishes back into the flames.
No.
All right. I'll probably give a glance around after that, see if anyone is defying. If not, then I'll just kind of sit up a little straighter as I continue to watch the fire die.
Yeah. Tholly, Radava.
Did we see any sort of shape
Yeah.
in fire?
You did not notice anything special about the fire.
We notice anything about Badru?
Badru, did you have any sort of reaction other than him looking around? You would have seen him kind of glance back and forth. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I would have definitely just been frozen in awe and or fear. So I don't think I would have been able to move until afterward or anything like that.
Radova doesn't clock it.
Yeah. I would assume same about Tholly.
All right. Well, as the flames consume the last of the blood of this offered mountain lion sacrifice, I feel like that's probably where we should call it a night and pick back up
with the return.
right there. Yeah, with whatever happens next. So,
Amazing.
yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will be back again real soon with some more of this. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Are we freeze framing?